Hello, I'm joined by Kay's first team coach, Mark Hams, after this afternoon's 1-0 win against Billericay. Mark, how important was that win? It's been 2 months since we last won a league game.
Oh really? I hadn't noticed. Thanks for that. No, it was important. I made the point today. I've been wanting to make a point for a couple of weeks, I think, where um, although it was probably 2.5, getting on 3 months ago that we can you move that down, please? 2.5, 3 months ago when we played Sutton, it was actually only sort of 6 or 7 games ago, and it just seems like we've never got over that as a club, really. Players, managers, supporters, board level. But because we beat them late doors at home, and I think we thought we was going to go on and win the league, and because we'd overcome the people that were supposed to walk away with the league, I think we went there, got beat 2-0. We've never recovered from it, and I made the point today. We've got to get over it at some stage. We've just got to get over it, and I think we did a good job of that today.
We started with two centre forwards today for the first time in a while, two recognised centre forwards today. How important was that? How big an impact did that have?
Yeah, it makes a difference. Of course it does, and it's two lads that have played together in the past, and you knew straight away in training Thursday night that they were happy to be in each other's company. They'd played together at Crawley. Bob was slightly younger than Tatey. But yeah, it makes a massive difference. Don't get me wrong, Hux has done a great job up there for us, and you could probably get him to do it till the end of the season, and he would be close to getting our Player of the Year, because he's done it before. Maybe not at this level, but he knows the ins and outs of playing as a front man. But it does make a big difference, definitely.
And how serious is Alan Tate's injury? He went off obviously after 40 minutes. Is he likely to play Monday?
Well, he's just said to me, I said, you're lucky because we've got an extra day, so we don't play till Sunday. And he's saying to me, no, I'm playing Monday. And well, that's that's not a bad attitude, considering he's got a big gash down the top of his foot, and he's had stitches in it, and he's on all the painkillers under the sun. His boot was full up with blood. I couldn't believe what I saw when I walked in there at half time, because I thought everybody was making a bit too much of it, but his boot was literally dripping with blood. Yeah, it's fairly serious, but he seems to think he's going to be all right for Monday. And they do say they don't make them like they used to, but they obviously do.
And how frustrating was it to sign someone in the week and then lose them after 40 minutes to injury?
As frustrating as everything's been recently, and we haven't been able to get a run of games together. Players have said they're going to sign for the club and then don't. Players have been leaving the club, which has been frustrating. Just got to get on with it. It was tough to lose him, but that's where we got to earn our corn, and the players have got to earn their corn in terms of the depth of the squad. And I thought we did quite well. Sam did well. I thought second half. Hard to get it into the game in the first half when he's only got a few minutes left, but I thought he worked hard.
Is Sam Clayton a viable option up front when we are missing maybe Alan Tate through injury or other people through injury?
Yeah, why not? Sam's got, obviously he's not your standard whack it up and let him hold it up player, but he's got I've seen him do tricks in training and games. I've never seen them done by anybody else before, to be honest with you. And we went down to the, was it Faversham? We went in the cup and pulled off a couple of bits of magic and won us a penalty. You might say that was a team in the division below, but you can only play what's in front of you. And I've seen him score some good goals for other teams as well. So yeah, why not? If he wants to put his hat in the ring for the position, yeah.
Bash was captain today. How did you think he stepped up to the plate?
I thought he'd done well. I was pleased to see him as captain, and he's not your sort of Roy Keane, is he? Go around screaming at people and get him around the scruff of the neck. He ain't got that in him, but you'll never find a more professional person in your life, let alone not just in football, any walk of life. He's just unbelievable. He's so dedicated, and he deserves it. And Douse made the point last week after the game that he wants him as team captain, club captain, and a couple of light bulbs, please.
Yeah. I'm a registered player, you know. Mark, were you at all surprised at the physical approach from Billericay, and how do you feel we coped with that?
I thought we coped well with it. I thought we mixed it as well as they did, to be honest with you. The point I made at half time was that we were showing excellent discipline, because anybody can get involved in an argument and a silly punch up. But there's a difference between having good discipline and being soft, and we weren't being soft. We were putting in tackles as good as anybody. But let's not. I mean, I did part of the warm up with the boys and tried to play, and it was impossible out there. You couldn't keep your feet, and every time you tried to turn, you would fall over, and people were just naturally in the game going to bump into each other. And let's not forget that Bash stuck a couple on their backside. Tom, I went through somebody at one point, and I thought, Jesus, if he's caught him, then he's going to cut him in half. So, I mean, we mixed it as well as they did, I think.
We were the only side in the top four to win this afternoon. Despite our recent bad form, if we win Monday, we're 3 points off top. Is the championship race still alive?
I've made that point in my last. I didn't know that, by the way, about the other top four. I made that point in the programme notes last week. You can't give it all the time. It's mathematically possible. You've got to keep striving to achieve whatever you can. Now, if anyone can catch Sutton, be us or anybody else, then fair play to them. But if you can't make top spot, then you've just got to best you can hope for is a playoff place, and why not? The thing is with this league, like you just made the point yourself, you get 3 today, you might get 3 Monday and 3 next Sunday. That's 9 points in 8 days, and that's a big difference. That can make such a difference and turn the table upside down. But as much as we've been through a bit of a poor run recently, for want of a better word, I'd rather be doing it now in the top 4 than in the bottom 4, and also I'd rather be doing it now than with 6 weeks to go, when you really got to dig in and finish the season well.
And Douse has come in for a fair amount of stick over the last few weeks. Firstly, what do you make of that? And secondly, what do you do as his number 2 to lift him?
The same way he lifts me, because I go away and beat myself up as much as anybody and try to work out where I went wrong and take my share of responsibility when we're not doing things well. But he's got broad shoulders. Nobody hurts more in the game than him. I think I do sometimes, but that's not true. He hurts more than anybody. Martin hurts. I think everybody, if I'd have paid to go and watch that last week, I'd have been very, very disappointed in myself. I'd have been shouting all sorts of bits and pieces, and when you're in the middle of a bad run, it's not so great. But I know that if anybody's going to get us out of this run, it'll be him. He knows that deep down himself. He's got the support of his family, he's got the support of us, he's got the support of the changing room, despite what anybody else says. And just, you never know what can happen over the next month or so. And
you say the amount of support that Dad's got, I think if everybody's got the support of the supporters, the people who turn up week in, week out as well, certainly from where I stand. How do you think we can push on from here? 3 points on Monday, is that a minimum you're looking for?
Always, of course, it's the target we always set out for. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. You always go to not expecting to win, because that sounds arrogant, but that's your target. But like I say, they've had a good result today. I think Aveley, I believe they won 2-1. So they'll be cock a hoop and ready to come to us and see if they can get 3 goals in the space of 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever it is we seem to be conceding at home. But if we battle anywhere near like what we did today, then they'll have a game on their hands. I can guarantee that.
And what sort of formation are you likely to put out? Are you likely to go with 2 centre forwards again on Monday?
I would expect so, yeah. If it's not broken, then why fix it? That worked quite well today. It depends on Tate's injury. It depends on if we fancy anybody else up there. Who knows? We came off the pitch last week against Horsham, screaming, shouting, hollering, and completely down in the dumps, and said, right, that's it, no more back 3. It's going to be a back 4 from here on in. You wait, you sleep on it, you reflect, and we just looked around the squad, the personnel, or Douse did rather, and said, no, let's stick with it. It's what we've done well with in the past, and let's not be hasty. Because you can do that. We were guilty of it in the season when we won the league. We chopped and changed, and we did this, and we never settled with anything really. And we don't want to get into that habit again.
Thanks very much.